Alright, man. See you when I get home. Alright, bye. Good evening, everyone. Alright, today's sunset. 7:31 p.m. 6:31 p.m. on Standard Time. Is that right today? 7:17 a.m. 6:17 a.m. on Standard Time. So, have my connection switch to LTE here, so I'll be right back. Over to LTE. Yep, we have now made the switch to LTE. We are now on LTE now. Who on the road? My phone switch to LTE. Switch to LTE. We are now ready to go. Well, cooler day, but we're actually still in the grips of we're still kind of in the fall of winter, but don't worry, guys, it will be spring as you know it. But yeah, definitely I'm really still cold, freezing cold here in Ontario. So it's cold here in Ontario right now. I don't know. I'm not gonna drop any links until we for sure have people on. This time I had to make sure that my connection doesn't pull out. The last time it did switch over backlight, it immediately did that just so I can switch over to LTE without having everybody let my phone hit me. LTE. But it is gotten cold out here, guys. So I think if we have to get home at some point, that is why I know a lot of other people. Is anybody else that a lot today? Yep. We already have one person on. Anyway, come at some point. It might be a lot. It might be a lot or more. Guys, cold air, everybody. We are. What? Toronto Maple play the Nashville Predators tonight. But I wanna know for sure in chat before I have the drop away. Join my the air is cold right now. It's actually starting to get below zero here. It's actually below zero now. It's a little bit colder for March, but like generally March and early spring still get very, very cold weather in the month of March, April. It's really like May when you once you get to like proper like May. God, there we go. And constantly trying to reset Chrome. If I reset Chrome, I can't afford to start losing connection because I can't afford to start losing connection because where I do if I start losing connection, then I have to reset it. I have to try and log out of the app and reset it. But none of my usual viewers are on here tonight, and I know I stream usually Saturday night. Anybody that would stream with me, but not getting anybody here tonight, so we're starting off a little bit on the slow side tonight right now. Normally I think we hear normally we start getting people streaming in by now, but uh, maybe I won't be dropping a StreamYard link tonight. No one of my friends are available. Uh, I'm beginning to think that if the weather starts getting cold, I'm just gonna have to hold my. We're already down to like minus something, but even though the sun is just about out, it's still actually quite cold. We can still get cold air in the month of March, so you're not completely getting out of it. We're kind of in that transition phase where March and September usually can be the transition months between spring, or the summer to fall, so it's still get cold shot and warm shot at any time of year, but we already see it switch over time. Like week over week, we should start getting more and more daylight out here, and then one hope we start getting really proper warm air. I know once September rolls around, my leg will start to. September roll. Once September rolls around, temperatures start to. It's nice actually Earth Hour. Yeah, the Earth Hour 2025. Then next week, hopefully be back to regular schedule streaming from hopefully back to 30. Colette couldn't make it tonight, and Mohammed is not even here, so I'm beginning to wonder if tonight probably gonna be a dead night. I can probably turn it off at some point. It does not matter because I'm starting to get too cold. And I can't afford to start losing my connection out here. and if my connections are going in and out, then I have to reset the thing. Then I have to reset Chrome. So I know that when I get connect, just reset Chrome and it can fix it. And it will resolve itself. So, alright, we have one person watching. I'm gonna have to see if anybody drops a comment. I'm gonna try and drop it. At some point, I might drop it for anybody that wants to join in, but as of right now, I'm not getting anybody in the chat, so I'm just not gonna drop anything until I'm just gonna finally say, you know what? Nobody's gonna join it, say it's early. I say, guys, it's early. I'm not gonna, if people are not gonna show up, I'm not gonna be dropping any links. It's probably gonna be a quiet night all around tonight. Maybe, I know whoever drops by. And I know Hawaii usually sometimes would drop by. I know Turkey Nikki would sometimes drop by. I don't know. But none of my viewers have dropped by tonight. Had dropped by tonight. So, we also gotta know that when I go to London, if it's Thursday, if it winds up being Thursday night, if it's Thursday night, if it winds up being Thursday night, then I'm not gonna be able to attend the live streaming thing, the S2010 organization thing. That's what we normally do if we have our meetings once a week. I know we have a lot of live streams, so I know I have to turn off at 1 p.m. when and I finally had to say, you know what, it's getting late. It's 1:25, I'm tired, I have to get to bed. I have to, especially if I'm going to be at work, especially if I'm going to be working at some point. And we're getting into, hopefully once we start getting into a time where the weather be nicer out here. Last week, I remember we get out here, it was warm. It was very, very nice and very, very warm. Now, it's definitely turned back into more typical March temperature, maybe a little bit cooler than that, actually a little bit colder. We've actually turned things a little bit cold around here. We actually had sun stretch here forming that had taken place in the earth. And we've actually recently had a sun stretch here forming that had taken place in so cold out right now that we're actually. This is not something we've seen since. And this is like the warmest weather we haven't seen here. So, if anybody that wants to join in on the stream tonight, let me drop the link, people. Then at some point, I believe somebody is going to hop on here. Alright, let's invite somebody in here. Let me drop a link for anybody that wants. Even though I haven't had anybody here tonight, let me drop the link for everybody here. Because tonight's probably not going to be a busy night tonight. It might just be me here rambling on some other things. So I'm going to ramble on some of our real life things. So in my time of doing Wikipedia, the whole COVID thing, I think we're kind of going to be starting to get back into doing more walking streams now with we're kind of not completely out of the neck of the woods. Just, yeah, far as cold or snow and stuff, so far as cold and snow and stuff, so the air is trending a little bit cold. Yeah, after a very warm week. Yep. Kind of reality spring during a time of weak La Nina to neutral, cool neutral, and usually tends up to be cool. We actually had a little bit of a warm start, followed by a historic collapse in the temperatures here, so we now are below zero, or we're actually back to freezing temperatures here, maybe at least for the next little while, so it's not going to get warm again until probably into September, probably not until a couple weeks from now when we officially start getting into warm weather. And this is a little bit cool. It's actually a little bit cooler compared to normal. Below normal, so we're actually falling a little bit below normal now, so it's actually been getting a little bit cooler out here as far as temperatures outside. It's actually been getting a little bit cool. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks, when we start to stream more out here, we'll have more daylight eventually past 8 o'clock, but at some point I'm gonna be starting to be out maybe every other week when I don't have a bath night. I might stream out here 7:30 start going till 9:30. Going till 9:30 PM. Because going till 9:30 PM because it would be the air is but you might be knowing. I'm wondering if hoping that maybe starting after I'm hoping that starting after the June solstice we can start to stream out here more until it starts to get dark out here. But once you start getting to like the end of August, we really have to start to scale back to ending at. I mean, we can no longer stay out. I know we still have more daylight, but a lot of people are saying you shouldn't be coming up here going anymore. Remember, actually respect what your parents are saying. No, and actually agree with what your parents are saying here. You know, a lot of people Wikipedia usually is that even that there's nobody's coming onto the stream. A lot dropped by, but so unless there's someone that we know drops by, guys, if you're gonna drop in tonight, Arbinator 1975. And I know that we've had to start getting some traffic here, but I wasn't gonna stream today had not been for I was actually not gonna do an outside stream, but figure this is actually quite an average temperature for this time of year. Not until we start getting more above normal temperatures. So once we start getting into like the 20s, like the high 20s, we can stream out here a little, knowing that it's not going to be too cold out here. But we've actually been trending a little more warmer. But right now it's only below freezing temperature, so we have to keep that in mind that we're not completely in warm weather season where we can be out here late, where we can start to be out here at 9. So it's very dark too early. As the hill gets dark early at this time of year. So it really doesn't quite get to the point where once you get to like the end of August, early September, through like the majority of the year, even though we switch our clocks forward, it still gets dark really early. I don't think we will really will not be until about April or May when we're going to be outside more once our temperatures start getting lower. But yeah, I know that in the wintertime it's very slow. And I know in the winter it's not normally like that. Cool. Yeah, nobody hops on here. I might just go home here. I don't know what. I want to watch police team, but given the way they've been playing the last games, they've actually been good a little bit, but for like the last stretch of like recently throughout the month of March, they've been terrible again. And the reality, a lot of their stats have not been that great. So overall, a lot of the metrics that we've seen, all four has been a lot lower this year compared to previous years. And so this has actually been a really tough season, especially Auston Matthews. He hasn't been playing quite well. So I'm going to say that next season, because I'm wondering if Berube's system is slowing down. This starting to really lacking on scoring because I think we're really starting to see him be more defensively, focusing more on the defensive side. We're definitely seeing a bit of a switch, and I know he's been dealing with something. I don't know, but he's been dealing with something all year. He always gets injured. Maybe he slipped a disc in his hand, and maybe, but I haven't heard from anybody, and nobody shown up in the stream tonight. So probably gonna be another down night, or unless somebody joins in, then probably likely gonna be night where we're probably just gonna turn off and then go to bed. And then go to bed at some point because then turn off. And I'm not willing to turn my balls off and I'll just go home and I'll turn it off. And we can just go home and turn off. Because even though the sun's been out, it's actually not been very big. Actually, the temperatures It's actually getting a little bit harsh right now, especially because it started out as a warm day up until about now. It's now a little bit harsh. We've actually had quite a bit of a harsh winter this year. The one thing I don't know, this winter has actually been a lot more harsh than previous years. Where we had, I know, like the last couple winters, it really, that was kind of a really reality check. That hit it very, very harsh, and we've actually had a little bit of a colder winter compared to previous years. But it's been a bit colder than what we've seen in the previous years. So especially we were definitely seeing more of a colder pattern, and it never let up. So we were cold right from the start. We've also had sudden spread spirit warming event, and we've also had a sudden spread spirit warming event over the North Pole. So it's actually one of the reasons we've actually been a little bit cold. So we're now seeing a little bit down the stretch here. And we've actually had an SSW, like we actually did get sudden spread spirit warming, and we can still get, and we've actually gotten a little bit of a cold spell. So I may cut this stream short. Nobody joins in. I may just cut it home and just head home because there was no point in streaming for a longer period of time, and plus also it's kind of a bit of a waste. It kind of might be a waste of time just to try and get people to join. As of right now, nobody's in the chat. Nobody, so it's been a really quiet night. Even Colette hasn't kind of made it. Mohammed usually hasn't made it. Colette overall hasn't made it. So I've been seeing Tricky comes on and not, and I think at some point I may have to end it early. I can just end it early. I mean, this might be one of the nights where I might end it early because I know I may have to end the stream early and that due to bad connection. There have actually been times where I've actually had a lot of persistent connection issues where I was actually contemplating ending the stream early due to bad connection. So I'll probably have to go home because I was actually considering cutting the stream short, and however, I'm not wasting my time doing it. And it's actually nice. It started getting really cold. It's actually getting really cold. We're definitely getting off of what was very well the harshest winter we've had. One of the harshest winters that we've had in a very long time, other than maybe other than 21, 22. It's probably one of the coldest winters we've had in a very long time, maybe other than maybe 21, 22. Probably the coldest winter other than 21, 22. We've actually had a little bit of a cold spell during that winter. This is one of the harshest winters we've had in a really long time, and we actually are getting spring overall is already getting off to a cold start. So it was very obvious that when you go through the summer, it was really September when it really started to feel like that something just wasn't right, and it's very obvious that something wasn't right with the weather last year. And it was by June, July, it was evident that something just wasn't quite right and the weather out here. And by the time we got to really August of last year, it became very evident that something just wasn't right. with the weather. It wasn't too, a little bit cooler. We've actually had a little bit of a cooler summer, and then fall came around. We actually had quite a warm fall, and then it got we actually had a really harsh winter, this year, so we're kind of getting off of a really not cold, but I would say definitely a lot more harsh this year than prior years. And it wasn't it was a bad winter. It was a miserable winter. It was even though even though it's still daytime, it's still getting cold. So it's like it's not been warm at all. It's not been warm at all. It's actually getting a lot more colder here. It's also down to like -10. So hopefully this is the last of the cold weather we're gonna get before we can officially start to switch into springtime. So I'll open again to the mid to high single digits by next week. And this week's actually gonna be a little bit harder because imagine if we actually get and we've actually been getting into a little bit of a cold patch through the summer. The PEO overall was, I know, turning this is actually the oldest start spring we've had in about 6 years. So I know every 7 years. I think roughly, if you're looking at you should be looking at every 7 to 10 years. You wouldn't change if you're looking at between 2 to 7 years before you get another cold winter. And the last time I think we had a legit cold winter was 2017-18. We actually have definitely a little bit of a colder average winter. I think we actually did have it. That was the last time we did have a cold winter in this area, a legit cold winter. And then 21-22 was a little bit below. And so it's actually the harshest winter we've had since 2018, since the winter of 2018. And for our area, it wasn't really warm at all. In February, except for a brief time, other than maybe February, I think we were finishing a little bit cooler than the average. This is actually the coldest winter we've had in quite some time. You probably have to go back to 20. So it's not been since 2018 have we had a legit cold winter here in our area dating back to 2018. I think we had probably more like an average winter during 2022 than 22, 23, 23, 24 were both very, very mild winters. Both of them were very mild winters here in the eastern half of North America. And both of them were very mild winters. It's looking like we're trending into a bit of a cool. This is the coldest we've seen the winter. Yeah, I may cut it. I might have to cut the stream quite short tonight. I don't think Chat is going to help hope. I know this is actually the coldest stream we've had in a couple weeks here. Because the last stream I did out here was actually quite warm. It was like 10, 12, or 9 degrees Celsius out here. And I did a stream out here. Warm enough where I can stream out here. It was warm enough where I can stream out here in nice weather. But now it's really gotten cold again. So reality is we've definitely had a ridge. We've definitely seen a bit of a turn on the PEO since the PEO, most of the winter was actually that northern, especially that northern end of it, was positive. So whenever you usually get a positive PEO and start to trend positive, apparently there are years like we've seen this year where it had to get a very big ridge and it sends a lot of cold in our area, and this is what happened during this last winter. So, and we had seen a few winters like some like 2018, 2019, and we actually had quite a bit, and we actually had a negative NAO pattern setting up. So it looks like it might be actually trending into a negative NAO pattern. We've actually been kind of into a negative NAO pattern during the summer of during 2023. So that could explain why it was so cold, why it got so cold here during June. I think we only had 1 month where actually I think we were the ones who got to September. But we actually had a really mild winter last year, so it was overshadowed by continuing snow. But it got cold again. So we, I know it's been mild, we actually had quite a lot of cold shots last winter. So as a result, so it's actually been a little bit hard to get warm. I know the Maple Leafs are playing Nashville tonight, so we'll have to see how they do against Nashville tonight. And then, because I know Florida is actually leading in the standings right now in the Atlantic, and maybe probably be second best team in Eastern Conference, really outside of Washington. If you were taking Washington out of it, and Florida would actually maybe be the best team in the Eastern Conference if you had not included Washington, and Boston would be like the worst team in the division if you was you're taking Buffalo out. So Toronto hasn't been very great down the stretch, especially what we've been seeing down the stretch of the season. So I believe really need to get themselves together here, especially something hasn't looked right with Toronto this season compared to prior years. So I think I might just go home, guys, at some point because not a lot of people are joining, and they're just really, really quiet this night. I know normally I got a lot of people in the chat, but there seems to be more. So I'm gonna have one of your events be interesting. However, not, I think it's gonna be an early, and we may have to overgo, we may have to end early. Go home. I'm already starting to get cold out here, and it's actually not. This is actually very cold. It's actually starting to get very cold out here now. The temperatures have actually definitely cold air has set in. I know if I was out here this morning, it would be quite warm. It would actually be warmer, but now it's actually gotten to the point where the weather is actually turned cold. So it's making it very complicated to swim out here with the weather being too cold, and it's actually starting to get icy out here. So a lot of things that we've seen are now freezing. It is now freezing out here. All that snow that we've seen out here, now it's freezing. So and we actually had a really big snow melt. It's actually supposed to get more snow, but I'm really hoping that this does not wind up being a colder pattern that sets up like we saw in 1916. Since I remember how cold it got here back in the 1800s. I remember where it was almost no summer. Like, the summer was just like completely non-existent, and the northern hemisphere summer was just completely non-existent. It's just completely non-existent here, and it was just so cold. And it was just so cold, people couldn't grow their plants, and hoping we're not looking at. A lot of people are probably pointing to the grand solar minimum, and we are starting to, you're coming off of a solar maximum too. I know that was also, a lot of people were pointing to it that kind of trending into a more of a solar minimum here. When you also don't know, when the sun is usually at solar minimum, you can get a lot more of a colder pattern during the year, and that's what happened in 2019, for instance, where it actually got really cold here during the winter, during the year, and it was actually a really cold. We've actually had a really cold year compared to the prior years, and that is actually quite cool. So as a result, the winter that we've had, 21, 22, 23, 23, have both been average, but they've been kind of on the cooler side. So it's not been terribly warm compared to prior. So you have to really look at that and say, if it really got, I remember how cold it got, because it actually got, but there were actually 3 straight years where May was actually quite cold. So we've actually had a really cold pattern setting up in May, in the early part of May. And 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 it was and 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 had not been for had not been because we really started to see the signs showing up as early as like last year. The rats were probably showing up as early as the summer, where it looks like it's going to be the coldest summer that we've had here in quite some time here. It looks like it's trending on to be the coldest year we've had quite a few years. We were actually one time, as we were actually going into, most people that didn't know, is we were actually going into a weak El Nino, going into an El Nino, and that's when usually El Ninos tend to bring more of a, technically, if it was just a El Nino or neutral, or even if it's maybe even if it was neutral on the warm side, you can, even if it's like neutral, and neutral summers can trend hot, because neutral following La Ninas can trend more hot. I know neutral following 2017, if I remember in 2017, we actually started the summer in an El Nino setup, and it was actually rainy. We actually had quite a lot of rain, and then during the summer, we've actually collapsed, and we went back into a La Nina during the winter, or fall, during the fall and into winter. So we've actually had quite a bit of a cold setup here, setting up here. So as a result of that sun stretch you're forming, as you saw, we've actually had a really big cold front moving in here, so it's actually not that warm out here compared to what you guys have been seeing for this time of year. Meaning, at this time of year, don't even expect it getting any warmer. Everybody's saying that it's mostly it was right around these same temperatures that we were now. That it was so cold during the summer of like it was a horrible record for people, but one year in particular really sticks out to that. But in the last season, we've really had. Otherwise, there was been a couple seasons where they had really slow starts both in October, had both slow starts in the season then. But then last season, and even a little bit this year too, where we've been actually having a lot of issues that have been plaguing the team, and there's been a lot of issues really throughout the whole division this year that is keeping us wondering why they've been second or third. But well, I think there's a good chance that they could miss the playoffs next year. Next year, most likely for next year. I'm thinking far ahead. I'm already thinking into already for next season for certain. It appears that if things play out like we saw these last 2 years, this year and last year, that they cannot afford to have more injuries. They could miss. But there actually are talks that Toronto fans, Toronto might not want to hear. Yeah, but every team, not every year is the same. I know very obvious here that we get some playoff turnover, but I don't want to get frosty now here, especially given how cold the nighttime temperatures are starting to get. And you would freeze out here instantly. So this is why I couldn't stream out here for a few months. And this is one of the reasons why I couldn't stream out here for a few months. So it's so cold and why we stopped for a while. Now we're back to doing these. We started as of March 8th, and we're now starting to get back into a consistent streaming schedule. Cold or warm until we get to the end of October, and then hopefully that maybe once from November we really start getting into very cold temperatures that we are seeing now. Especially after my blister thing. Yeah. The arrow here is cold can really start to set in. This is why you're going outside for more than 20 minutes. Especially to get to temperatures It's not even too cold. It's like -2. Or -2, but it is dropping very rapidly now. I mean, it's gonna get colder and colder as we end the nighttime, so it's gonna get sub-zero. We can't afford to get too cold out here, so this is why I might call it a walk early, because we had to deal with a lot of obstacles that really prevented us from coming out here for a couple of months, while we were shut down for a couple of months. So we could stream out here. So we've actually started doing more of them indoors. And we've actually had to go indoors. So we've actually been mostly doing them indoors, doing them from the house. But now I'm back out here. Just been playing a lot, so that's why. And I've stopped doing business up here. I finally decided that I'm starting to wonder if he maybe starting to scale back. If he isn't teaching full time anymore. If Rohagen isn't teaching. Oh, hi Ron! I'm streaming for the usual time, Ron. Like, how are you doing tonight? I'll be streaming for 2 hours tonight. As per usual. That's as per usual. We'll be streaming late. We'll be streaming our usual time as. I'm still working. Yeah. Well, good luck at work, man. Exactly. I know he's technically another one of the viewers. I don't know if you can Jeff apart, but I haven't seen Rick on in a while. I'm on my walk right now, Ron. This is the place I usually go to during Saturday nights when I do my streams. Ron. So I haven't seen Ricky on in a little while either. And he hasn't been on the Beers and Cheers, so I haven't seen him. I haven't seen Ricky in a while. He hasn't been on my stream. He hasn't been on Beers and Cheers. So we haven't seen him in a little while. We also hadn't seen him Ricky Nicky on either this channel or Beers and Cheers since a couple weeks ago. And a lot of those streams have been taken down for a while for obvious reasons. This is the first time I've seen. So I was honestly contemplating an early end to the stream here, but it's not been that nice. And he's technically what we would normally see as we are transitioning out of winter into spring. Because once you start getting into very warm, but it will get bright from here. Soon it will be plus 20 out here. It will be nice out here, but let me see with. I got a strike on my channel. I cannot live stream. Some girl showed her breast for like 10 minutes on my channel. Apparently YouTube doesn't like nudity. Yeah, I heard. Yeah. Yeah, dude, that sucks, bro. But, overall, that sucks, man. LC has strike on his channel, so you have to let them expire. So you have to let the strikes expire before you get back into doing things that you would normally do. So I know some of my friends of mine have gotten I know some of friends of mine have also gotten strikes. That I know one of them being my former friend Joshua Wolfran. I don't really talk to him anymore. I don't think he really does live streams anymore. And most people that would know what happened was he actually got a strike on his channel for a lot of the reasons that I was talking about this. It was why, because of the really cold weather that we had, I haven't seen more run. How are you doing today? And there, I think, really only other than more run, we haven't had very many people on today. A lot really been MIA tonight. So, not the same as Tricky Nicky and Mohammed hasn't been available either. So, I've actually been streaming a little bit by myself. So, at least you're here to me talk to me, you moron. So, apparently, we've had finally. I thought it was kind of funny to start winding down a little bit early, but the weather being too cold, I don't know if I want to stay out too late. I don't know if I want to stay out late. Like, normally, it's actually getting, really, really cold enough for going. And it hasn't been very nice. It actually hasn't been that warm at all right now since it's actually been turning a lot colder. Yeah, hopefully once maybe if we start to get a lot of people on here, maybe one of them might be Tricky. But Tricky hasn't been on the chat. And Tricky Nicky hasn't been on the streams for a couple of weeks, so we haven't seen her any work. And Tricky at work hasn't been on any of the streams. He hasn't been on Beers and Cheers, so I'm wondering if Friday night is typically going to be the night for maybe Beers and Cheers. That's usually when it gets the most busy. But that's when the crowds usually get more busy during this streams. But Thursday night, but Jeff seems to be going to work Thursday nights instead of Friday nights. And normally, I'm really wondering if it's going to be Friday night next week. If that's the case, then we could be at least start the weekend. Sleeping in may not really matter. And then at that point, I know my stream will all probably be late. We know the stream's going to be late. It wouldn't really matter because we know the stream will be late. So it really wouldn't matter. Yeah. So I'm actually wondering if this might be the people that are hopping. It might be some of the usual suspects that I've been seeing over the last. I've definitely had quite a slow start in Be More Ron came in, and then we had Be More Ron coming in. But they're off this slow start. Be More Ron came in, stream. Not been too busy. Not been too busy either. I may end it on here. I might end the stream on my computer, guys, and it's getting too cold. Cause it's cold out here. Is this what you normally like for your walk? Well, I usually live stream from home 6 days a week, and then I stream out here Saturday nights. Be more on. So I know, really, other than you hopping on here. I don't have Super Cat available anymore, Ron. But I really don't have the Super Cat thing available on my chat anymore, Ron. Want to give me more money? But yeah, that. Well, my channel's not. As you see, my channel doesn't have monetization, so I can't monetize, and I don't have the Super Cat. As a result, I'm very limited for the Super Cat feature. So I can't have Super Cat ability to be more on. Really, other than more on. Not a lot of the usual people. A lot of the usual people that we usually see at the Beers and Cheers stream aren't on tonight. So we're just and I'm guessing a lot of people are probably were over at the Destination Dance Floor thing with Jeff, so that's why the stream may not have very many people. So and we're starting to set before 8 o'clock now, so we're not gonna have very much persistent darkness early until September. Until we start to get into September, and that'll be the last time of me. Do you believe Jeff Parr is part of the crime family? No. He's a nice guy, you moron. He's generally a nice guy. If I had known that he was part of the crime family, I would have not have been on the streams. But he's not generally, no. So, you moron. I don't believe that he really is. There is no way to. Yeah, he's very good. He's actually a really nice guy. I enjoy being with Jeff a lot. But I enjoy talking to him. But But Heartload, be more on, if you were watching at Heartload, we really turned the tables back on him. For after all the stuff I really took a stand for Dar, the the other, after what happened, not this past stream, but the week before the last stream, the most recent one. And he was in the chat, trash talking people. So I officially am saying that be more on that Heartload is a full-blown troll. Not even. And he wants to do stuff that gets himself attention, so it's very obvious that we are dealing with an attention troll here, and to be more on with Heartload. Why we call him out? It's just. Hi, MJ! Alright. I'm just gonna walk by. I'm just gonna walk by. Yeah. I'm just gonna walk by and just head home. Yeah. Overall, it's just been the weather's been too cold. I haven't been really coming up here that much. It was just too cold. The cold weather really stopped me from coming up here. And I'm actually starting to get back into coming up here more. I think I was up here yesterday. Today it was warm. And now it's gotten cool. And now the weather's starting getting chilly again. And still March, but like. Oh, be more wrong. I have met Jeff Lepar in real life. Actually, back in November. Back in November, I met him. Be more wrong. I don't think he really is a robot. He can't be a robot. And I talk to him on Facebook too. Cause like I didn't really meet him until a few months ago, so some point I might land a job somewhere at the school. So I might eventually be working, so some point be more on some people over money. So actually I put some information be more on info. No, I don't have that ability to travel. I don't travel around. So unlike a lot of other viewers, Travel Fund 69 Jeff Lepar doesn't have travel ability, and I can't afford traveling globally. They can also be more on that the construction season is starting to get going. So once you get to May, he's probably not going to be traveling. He probably will be more homebound. He was doing Uber Eats for a while, but the weather hasn't been. But yeah, I know that until you came on, I was until you be more on until you, before you came on that be more on. There was really nobody else in the chat from the Beers and Tears streams from Travel Fun or Beers and Tears. So we've actually had quite a quiet night tonight. My friend Mohammed is actually busy, and it looks like this might be a night where. Yeah, you met Jeff. Yeah, you met Jeff in Thailand, and oh, you actually met him in real life too. So I met him in the Pickering Santa Claus Parade, and I watched his live streams a lot. And I knew him from Johnny Strides, so I actually stream sniped him down at the Santa Claus Parade. Because I went down, I actually checked where he was. He happened to have been right in the same area where I was. I was a bit up the road. I started walking down to where he was. Eventually, I found him. Yeah, first. He was stream snipe. He was on a stripper pole with no shirt. Oh my god, yeah, be more on. That was last night. Yeah, I didn't watch that stream last night. I only saw a little bit of it this morning, but that was a really good one. But keep in mind, be more on. We have head of the day. We only a few months from now will be head of the day, and we'll be doing 2 fireworks streams. Both Victoria Day, if I'm less one Victoria Day, which I do my. Oh, he did it again this year. This is a year ago, years ago. Oh, he did that. He did that. So I didn't know that. I did this years ago, but like we've actually started getting some more viewers. Yeah, he did it again years ago too. When I get to the Santa Claus, when we get to that time of year again, here's. I don't think maybe it could be true on your end, but my end, I don't think he really is. He's generally a nice guy, and I always enjoy hanging out with him a lot. It may have been the best night to bring him on because when I eventually do my transition stream, because I'm actually considering, I do like walking streams, I'm actually considering completely moving my 2-hour streams to Thursday night between 8 and 10. Is Kevin Clark going live tonight? I don't think he is. Generally probably not. And Jackal Park really had a really tough construction year last year. I don't know if you heard, if you were watching some of his streams, Jeff was actually not, Jeff had a really tough construction year, and I know because I've been talking to him on, the Beers and Cheers. And when I met Jeff, Lorena was also down there too. Yeah. Yeah. Well, those people that don't know who Jeff Lepar is, that he's a friend of mine. He's actually a guy with, I talk to him once a week. So technically, I probably consider him maybe more than a week, maybe a friend, but technically, probably more like he's technically a friend of mine. Technically, a friend of mine that I know, but another friend of mine that I know, but he's probably more of an acquaintance, especially given the acquaintance, since I see him once a week. And most of my friends of mine are friendly that I've known from school. So I'm in a very different time now, being more around compared to 5 years ago, where I was being here. This actually used to be my old school, being more. Do you know that this used to be my old school for 6 years, for 6 years? So I left until I eventually went into that work program. And I'm still currently looking for work. So that's why. What? You're year to you graduate. You know, be more wrong. I graduated from this school in 2023. June of 2023. I used to be in the special ed. There was a special ed program I was at this school. So it was 2023. I was in a special education program here back then. So I graduated only 3 years ago, and then I went into the work program. So I'm no longer in the school board completely as of June of last year. So since then, I've been looking for work, and also probably just posting more on YouTube more. And I don't think I'm gonna get as close as Jeff probably, but I know Jeff and I have been mostly very, very close. I know Jeff has been going through a really hard time this last year. It might be more so that we might be moving these to a Friday night more. We're starting again to the, let's face it, we're starting again to the playoffs. And we're nearing 2023 was 2 years, that's nearly 2 years ago, so it's not a long time ago, but it certainly feels that way. It certainly just feels that way. Especially, even though it was only just 2 years ago when I left. And this was the school I used to be at. And this is where a lot of the active things were really happening. So before I met Jeff, and this is, and I really wanted to fill some of the gaps in my life from when, and now that my friend Holton is not really, we don't really see each other anymore. I wanted to find a way to fill the void in my life, so that was when I went out to meet Jeff, and I didn't even know Travel Fund at the time. So I was dreaming much farther up the road until I saw where he was. So last year, so this year, so like 2024, I happened to see him, and I saw him, and that's when it was actually the first time where I met him in real life. And they actually have a prayer service in the main half. This is probably like the last week of Ramadan, so after Ramadan's over, it will be business as usual in school again until we get that big useful. So for those of you that don't know, there might be a week off here and there, just because if there is a week off here and there, it's that when events are going on at the school, and I don't know about the Eid dinner thing, but I know at some point I may have to soon. I may have to stop coming up here completely. Eventually, I'm not gonna have very much. I mean, I can't have very much time to do watch up here and go to work. So eventually, I am gonna have to. Yeah, yeah. 'Cause at some point, and you guys gotta maybe be talking about this, because at some point in the future, it's inevitable if I'm gonna have to. If I am gonna be, if I, it's inevitable if we're gonna have to. And right now, YouTube really has been. I mean, I've been having more time to YouTube for over the last like year. And I'm hello, Dime for 333. Yeah, Flash Garden 7000 sent me. I don't know him, Dime 333. February or another one of the Be More On. I think I know that we're really starting to pick up here in the chat a bit more. I know people like Hoat, Lorena. So I know at some point we might see people being brought up here, but yeah, want to try. If I try to get more people on, we have, but see if I want to remind. Sorry about that. Yeah, sorry I got knocked out stage there. For some reason I got knocked out stage there, but you won. No, I don't want. I don't want that girl. Yeah. I probably won't be dropping another link into the chat for tonight, but if you anybody wants to join in at some point, you're all fine with it. But like, I'm not going to be bringing people up on my channel. Like, honestly, I kind of want to be a bit more restrictive, guys, because I know. I'm starting to get a little bit cold out here, guys, so I think I might have to call it at some point. You know, kind of had a little bit of a slow night here, so when we know Turkey Nicky gets here, get more people here, a lot more people are trying to hop onto the channel here. For those people that don't know, like, and now at least until I started to be on the streams at least. Now we all know that I am one of the panelists that does Beers and Cheers with Jeff once a week. This may not be the case when yeah, if you get really drunk, people might come to the stream. It's why Ron gets 5,000 subs. Beers and Cheers, man. I am on the Beers and Cheers panel, guys. This channel is really, really small, but this channel really dedicates more family friendly stuff. I am more family friendly compared to I'm trying to keep things time 333 family friendly. And I've been keeping it family friendly on the channel here. Yeah, and I've been a family friendly channel. I don't know. I'm just gonna ask. I don't think we. Yeah, I think right now we'll make a very limited rules, but technically I already have, you know, I'm 333. Given my channel's quite small, I might not have that many people. I don't have to necessarily worry about making mods because it's less urgent with trolls. I don't get very many trolls on here. But yeah, generally I can't do these walks up here at I'm 333 when kids are here. That's just how it is. I can't do these streams. Like normally I do these streams when when the building's closed outright, and I no longer am. What is his problem? Well, generally people have been, you know, being more on definitely Heartload, and yeah, I can watch Beers and Cheers and stuff, and the watch Jeff's channel. So I don't know that here's exciting. What do you mean you got banned? 9333 from there. But be more on the both people that if you were watching that stream, Heartload was just completely launching accusations. So he is a full-blown troll to everybody. I think I may actually have to go home. Because my battery's actually getting quite low. It's actually dropping very, very, very quickly. It's actually holding up where I'm actually losing charge very quickly. So now my phone isn't holding the charge as maybe as it should be. Because normally this thing would hold a lot more charge, but if I refuse to drink alone, I only can drink on live stream, and there are no live streams. So, those of you that don't know, probably time to start winding this down here, because it's starting to get really cold. I started at 100% only a few hours ago, and the battery is already starting to drop very quickly here. Normally, I think, especially most people who don't know, my phone is technically 2 years old, and it's starting to see some signs of weakening here at some point in the future, so at some point, I am going to have to replace the phone, which is at some point, because I don't know for how much longer if I can keep maintaining this phone in the long run. And eventually, the battery is going to weaken to a point where I can no longer stream with it. Yeah. It's an Android, so I think I'm gonna kind of head back home now. I'm starting to get too cold, and it's really gotten cold. And we've actually been dropping quite fast in battery, and I don't get this low very fast. Normally it would be like 100%. I started at 100%, and they do have iPhones in Canada. Be more on. Be more. Yeah. I kind of figure we should start winding this walk down, and I'm gonna head straight back home because I kind of figure that my battery life is really dwindling quite fast here, because the battery life is actually going down quite fast compared to previous streams, because I don't think it's actually very, very warm out here at all. So I think we're actually well below freezing. I know, technically, I don't think we're going to be able to keep it going tonight. It's getting too cold out here to even maintain it, so battery charge is going down very rapidly here, so it's starting to get cold. And it's weakening very quickly, and we're weakening a battery very, very quickly now, so I think I'm just gonna start making my way back home. So hopefully once the warmer months come around, we can start gaining more charge into this phone again, but like if it's just too cold to keep maintaining it. I've never been to America before, Ron. But I'm actually gonna take the path back the way I came, is because the path down there is still covered in ice. And I would love to take that way. But because it's gotten so far below freezing now, that area is frozen in ice. So I'm not gonna chance going back that way. So I'm going back through here. Hard to watch. It's like 10-15 minutes. Not a big deal. Like I used to stream. I may finish the stream at home because it's not only getting cold, but my camera is getting quite cold. I think it's actually cold enough where I think the battery is weakening quite faster than where it isn't holding its charge maybe as it once was. Maybe do they have Uber time? Because I would call an Uber. Yeah, you know they do Uber. We do Uber here as well. The battery's actually weakening so fast that it's actually weakening my battery so quickly. So I may actually want to. If I want to try to join with the stream, I may have to. It's actually getting quite cold to maintain this charge. It's actually starting to get quite cold. I'm actually starting to have really serious issues maintaining this charge, so I'm not going to be able to maintain streaming out here for quite some time. It's only 8:02, so in reality, I want to get home for Earth Hour tonight. It's also Earth Hour tonight, be moron. Well, people that are aware tonight is Earth Hour. It is Earth Hour tonight. Earth Hour. So, Earth Hour is generally an annual event that we have every year where for about an hour, all the lights get turned off for an hour. Oh, I wanted to Canada, yeah. Earth Hour means you turn the lights out. And this is something we do for global to try to conserve energy and global warming to help just to stop climate change from happening. It's energy conversation, yeah. To raise it generally happens every year to raise awareness about climate change and its negative impacts. In 333, so I'm getting quite old. My battery. Yeah. Yeah. I think I'm actually getting way too cold to be out here. So I think I'm actually starting to make my way home. I'm starting to really freeze now in this town. Oh. And we actually have a federal election coming up here. So I think we're actually dropped too quickly now. I think it actually just dropped to -5 degrees. And it's dropping. If I actually have to go to the doctor, I don't want to actually freeze out here. It's actually got to the point where not only can drop my battery too fast, it's actually getting too cold where I can hardly maintain it. But I'm telling you, I'm getting too cold to even maintain the battery, and it's starting to actually freeze out here. Yeah. I will probably not be able to maintaining streaming like this. But I really didn't want to stream out here tonight, guys. Honestly, I didn't want to even. Guys, I literally did not want to stream out here tonight. And it was just so cold. The weather was just getting cold, and I didn't want to Scream out here tonight, and it's already gotten way worse. We're now. Oh, God, I'm starting to breathe. Yeah, I can really gamble anymore on, but I am getting so cold now that it's hard to maintain the streaming when the weather gets so cold. And we see it in the winter time in particularly why I stopped, why I didn't stream for out here for a couple months. Like, I literally didn't stream for a couple months. And you guys probably saw my channel, probably already starting to show signs of frostbite, but it's getting really cold out here now. I actually had to let go of the camera for a while. My hand to warm up. But the Leafs right now have been. It's been kind of a mediocre season. And they've been generally mediocre through the second half of the season. And they had Hawaii and me. And then last year, defensively, they started going bad. Now it's been like that all off the board. And that season, I wouldn't be surprised they get any worse than this. I'm starting to think the worst would be on its way for Cards for a lack of success. Right. Sorry, guys. You like American food? Well, I like McDonald's. They were predicted to win the division, but then last year, after a lot of issues, and then last season, in particular, it makes me start to wonder if, yeah, I did have McDonald's a lot. I do enjoy it. Most of the time, the Leafs do have slow starts like you've seen in recent years, but I enjoy their French fries a lot, but most of the time it will be out shooting their opponents. And the last couple of years, in particularly, a lot of people that don't know what's been going on with the Toronto Maple Leafs this year, and I'm saying so much is really on the line this year. Because honestly, Mitch Marner's career here would absolutely be on the line here because there's a really good chance that there are going to be big changes around the Toronto Maple Leafs, and MLSC really isn't happy with the way this team's been playing. Yeah, we don't watch. I watch hockey. You know, be more Ron. I do, and what we're hearing this year, comparing to a lot of other years, is there are going to be really serious changes around the Toronto Maple Leafs after this season if they lose in the first round. If there's no change in the studio, eventually they're gonna have to make really tough decisions here as far as the playoffs. Like, they're not gonna make that. There really is a good shot that there actually are major concerns around their long-term success as far as the regular season and going down the stretch here. Yeah, yeah, it really, it really sucks. Yeah, it really sucks to be more Ron. Like, yeah, like the liking of Canada over, oh, like, we especially saw it more and more this year, but like, things have really took a bit of a dark turn right now for the world because I no longer think America, I no longer even think Trump is even for real guy. This guy literally might be really more like that. I'm starting to think like what I'm telling you that Biden is right. That if Trump is a really was a serious threat to democracy, and we're seeing it right now. 2 months into his term, we're seeing it. Like I'm telling you guys right now that this is getting really, really familiar here because we're not liking what we're seeing here, and I think we've actually dropped very quickly, and now it's like -5 Celsius now. I think we've actually dropped really fast, and like, yeah, yeah. I may actually end it early, but I may switch to my home computer for the last bit stream because things. I'm actually wondering how much phone my life my phone might have, so it may not. I might not be able to stream home call. So I may end the stream here, guys, in a bit. So I probably will have to end it here at some point. I know there are going to be really serious conversations. Yeah, the views are picking up. We saw that last year, but then we really are saying that they're not playing. Oh, stream. Yeah, some point be more on that. 2 hours is technically my limit that I go, and I have data, and I have data. Yeah, cool enough where it's actually not handling my battery isn't handling it now. Like, and my battery can't handle go below the low battery decline. Because once we get a lot more warmer, we should really start to see the battery maintaining its pace and going down a lot slower. But it's going down a lot faster. Alright guys, I'll be right back. I'm heading to switch to the home here and then turn off at like 2 hours and 15 minutes time. And then we're gonna turn off, do some editing here, get my channel ready. Like this is honestly the coolest summer since we've had. This yeah. Some point it's actually getting a little bit chilly. It's actually getting a little bit chilly and it's not that yeah. Oh hi Lacey. Lacey was kind of another viewer that I had over at the viewer here. So guys, I'm gonna tell you guys, I'm gonna be right back, but I'm not gonna turn it off, guys. I'm not ending stream. I'm gonna be switching to my home computer in a bit. So I'll be back. So I'll see you guys in probably. I'll be right. Uh, right back to right. Probably I'm gonna All right, guys. All right, well.
Ends up on a play. That's a tough one as a lefty because you feel all the pressure on your left side, and you know that you've got Nylander on this little turnover. What a great pass up the middle. So you could see he never really he was in a position to shoot at all. You know that Tavares does have a good backhand. He can beat you there. But in my mind, he had to pass on the mind. And that's one that if he had a chance to take a little aggressive stride to the right, open up, and give yourself the option of the shot as well. Good job taking away Nylander really as the defender came back.
And we all know that.
Riley Robertson, his shot through traffic went high. Harlow steps up. Domi battles along the end boards. Stamkos takes over.
Maybe I should tell him that. I'm gonna tell him at some point you have to have live.
March. Oh God, that was walked in front by England. Head up ahead for Bunting. Trying to get it back to Stamkos. That opportunity to come to a new team and you get to play with Steven Stamkos. That's what I mean. You know that you're going to get a chance. They're hungry for someone to show that they can produce consistently. There's Marchessault fire again. Loose in front and played away where Domi will backhand it up off Marchessault and over the glass.
Yeah.
Up to 40,000 Aeroplan points could be yours. Plan your staycation with the TD Aeroplan Visa Infinite Card.
Yeah, well,
You're invited to the Junos with performances by host Michael.
Yeah, it was. Well, now it is now Earth Hour. It's 8:30.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Yep. Yep, it's Earth Hour now. Everybody.
Is this a potential shutdown line for the Leafs? Postseason or not, Keeper Bellows away. 2-on-1 the other way.
Yeah, they're coming in fast.
This play is made about 15 feet inside.
Defensively, is not.
You're trying to be aggressive, make a play offensively, and just got caught a little bit. This is the exact opposite of Tavares on man rush. Your D-man goes down, and now you got to be able to get into position. McCabe can't get back, and Keeper Bellows never thought past once. Watch, he takes a little look.
Yeah, like.
Gears himself up.
Is that how?
There wasn't a whole lot. This is a great play. You've got about 6 inches up and over the shoulder wall. That reaction, he went down early.
We are back on the YouTube channel now.
Second goal in 5 for Bellows, who did not play in the last game. Ryan O'Reilly sends it in. So 2 Leafs in the opening period, and now 2 for Nashville. Both teams have scored on the power play in this game.
Yeah, the temperatures have been a little bit.
Midway through regulation time. Matthews scoops that out.
That team's been leaky. Yeah, the problem is that if you have a team like Nashville.
For Nyes, all 3 Leafs were behind the goal line.
I just wanted to check something here.
Nyes kicks it to his stick, and now Matthews.
Toronto now officially jumped. Toronto now officially jumped Florida. Toronto now officially jumps Florida for first in the division.
You talk about opportunity. We were saying about Bunting. How about Bellows? This is his 11th game, and he looks really confident with this shot. I mean, that's a one-on-one on a goaltender from the short side that put it exactly where he needed to be.
Yeah.
When you got a team, as we've talked, that is dearth of scoring, last in the National Hockey League, that doesn't go unnoticed. Just a fourth-line shot for the Leafs. That, McCabe was aggressive with the pitch. You got to be back and cover up for him.
Yeah. I'm currently streaming right now. Well, yeah, I'm currently streaming right now. I'm actually currently streaming right now. I'm here. I am actually streaming at the moment. Guys, I'm trying to reach out to Jeff. Hey Jeff. Alright, I'm making my headphones. Why? Back to the line, McKee scoops it to Tanev, sends it across. Refought Holmberg on the far side. Holmberg trying to get it to Robertson. Yeah. Unable to do so, and Svechkov brings it up to place it down into the loose zone. Yeah. McKee returns it to Tanev. Up ahead, Holmberg. Hey man. Hey, what's up? Put themselves offside at the Leaf line. Under 8 months, second period. And the Predators have fought back to tie it. They may be another one of those teams where they not blowing 2-0 lead, but that's the problem is that Wall's save percentage as of now has definitely dropped into the 800s. We all know that this team has actually been really, and Backman's not been very good since January. Really, ever since the beginning of the year. You have to really go back to. But they really started. They haven't been really great. They haven't been here. They've been playing a lot of brutal hockey. Like, they've not been very great since the middle of. Like, they've really been tailing off.
Staycation start with the TD Aeroplan Visa Infinite card. TD, ready for you.
I'm telling you guys right now, but this is getting very familiar to me. Toronto is still first in the division, but the problem is the Nationals might be picking up more and more. Huh. Yeah, so we're going to hop off in a few minutes. And once we get 2 hour and 15 minute mark.
Seconds here, Music City Leafs have a 2-0 lead. Now 2-2. Kind of pinball back and forth a little bit in New York before the Leafs are able to take charge, and they need to follow that script again tonight. I mentioned earlier in the period, this is a lot like the mindset when you get into the playoffs. I think back to even the Utah game where they had a great first period, we're up 3-0. Utah suddenly scored 3 straight. How do you handle it?
Yeah.
Can you keep pushing there? And these are the kind of lessons along the way. And even for the goaltender, Joseph Woll here, okay, this is a team that historically this year hasn't scored much. You got to know you can't have a mistake here. Shut the door, give the confidence for your team that all you got to do is get 3 to get a win. Brady Shea works in. That shot blocked.
Well, the problem really has been is.
Clear, bounces inside the line. Evangelista's on. Swings wide on 9.
I may shut down.
Evangelista, nice move with Marner, able to recover and take the puck away. Flipped by Nyes inside the line and Shea.
So,
back around to get it for Evangelista. And now Ryan O'Reilly to work.
Yeah.
Here's Blankenberg moving up. Sends it up. Oh, back stop. Joseph Wall. Robin Philip Thornburg. Oh, that's the save of the night so far. Chrissy knew the rebound got away from him and it was danger, but wow. what a reflex reaction to get that right tap back across and make a brilliant save.
Yeah, you know, they've been playing a lot of brutal hockey, and they've not been a very great team since the middle.
And now played past McMahon all the way down and Wall under the net to play that.
Yeah.
Riley looks up ice. Unable to make a connection with Nylander. That's an icing call against Toronto. You know, it's the old saying, you know, what you leave, like in snooker. And you know, as a goaltender, you know you've left an absolute beauty. And look at his reaction, knowing that you've got Forsberg just sliding right in there. It was a tough one not to leave a bad rebound, but boy, what a great reaction there to save the day. Trying to kick it out and didn't quite get it far enough. Riley trying to clear, punching in the neighborhood. Comes up to center for Nylander. And McMahon.
But really, we've been seeing a lot of games against Nashville. And we cannot blow. I remember last year they've actually not been. Like last season was awful, brutal. Like they've been playing a lot of brutal hockey. But now, like for the second half of the year, why I said that there could be a regression for the season was that
Scott Laughton working back in. And a goal taken off the board on a high stick in the first period.
yeah, well bad.
Knocked down by Delgado. Gets up and the puck is still there. He put that across off Barron. Rolled through and got past Kemp in front. Stopped by Saros. On a nice feed by Laughton. It's the fourth line. Comes close.
Yeah.
So you see Saros with
The problem really has been
a chance to shoot.
it's the lack of goals we've seen this season overall. Not even just from Matthews, but there's a lot of why we were a lot more concerned than normal is that okay, that's weird. They were actually leading by one goal now.
And the whole secret nap room.
Yeah, it's just like the lack of goals we've seen this year from them. It's just not been. And that's why I'm saying that they're not really as great as they were.
Rated and immature.
Strike. Assassin's Creed Shadows. Available now.
Yeah.
Is your bathroom?
Whether you're into pucks.
No. No. Alright guys, we're gonna hop out now. Hope everyone has a wonderful day. Alright, bye everybody.